Hello everyone, welcome to our sixth webinar of the year 2024. We thank you for taking your time to join us and listen to what we have for you today. Before we dive into today's webinar, I just want to briefly introduce GeoPits and what we do. So GeoPits, we act as a DBA partner for companies. We help companies to monitor and improve the performance of the database. We are Microsoft Silver partners in the data platform, and recently we are also partnered with MongoDB on the data platform as well. So any form of database, be it MS SQL, MySQL, Postgres, MongoDB, be it on cloud or on-prem, we help you with all the service-related aspects of the database from performance tuning to managing the entire database. Our engineers will be there 24/7 around the clock to help with your database needs. So these are few of our expertise and certifications. So if you have any requirement on the database side, you can always reach out to GeoBits. So our webinar for today is titled Mastering SQL Performance Tuning, Turbocharge Your Database for Lightning Fast Queries. We have Prasad, who will be speaker for our today's webinar. Just to introduce Prasad briefly, Prasad is our senior SQL DB in GeoBits. He has taken up a lot of projects in GeoBits and built experience in SQL Server. Now over to you, Prasad, and all the best for today's webinar.
Thank you, Adnan. Thanks for the introducing. And yeah, let me share my screen. Can someone confirm my screen is visible?
Yes, Prasad. Yes, it is visible.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, today's topic is mastering SQL Server performance tuning, turbocharge your database for lightning fast queries, presented by Prasad. And about me, I'm working in GeoBits as a senior SQL DBA, and I'm working. I do have experience past 6 years of experience. I'm expertise in migrating very large databases from SQL Server on-premises to different cloud technologies. What about SQL Server performance tuning? SQL performance tuning is a process of enhancing the SQL queries to speed up the server process. Performance tuning is a SQL shortens. This time is taken for the user to retrieve the response after sending a query and utilize fewer resources in the process. This idea is that user can associatively produce the same intended result set with a faster running query. These are key points we are discussing in SQL Server performance tuning. First one is OS disk level configurations, server configurations, enabling the instance file initialization, accelerated database recovery ADR, and memory optimized 10 TB metadata and column store indexes. Let's talk about one by one. Yeah. Coming to the OS disk level configuration, regarding the 10 DB creation DB files based on the number of processes support. Suppose if we have 4 processes, create 4 10 DB files, but not create more than 8 files. Try to keep separate drives for data files and log files and 10 DB and backup files. Minimum we required 5 drives plus one C drive is required. Let's talk about server configurations. Max degrees of parallelism. If we have more than 8 processors in the system, make this as 8. Else keep it as it is. Means no need to change. Leave it in default value. And max server memory. You must give 20% memory to the OS, remaining 80% give to the SQL Server. Before going to the remaining parts, I'm not going to cover basic performance tuning. Basic performance tuning means what this regarding the blockings, long runnings, index strategies, update stats. I'm not talking about this. These all are most of them knows. I'm discussing about uh, newly introduced SQL Server and how the performance it will enhance, and these kind of things I will discuss. Let's discuss about this is the one of the best feature available in SQL Server. Advantage of enabling the instance file initialization and SQL Server. This feature is introduced in SQL Server 2005. The faster database file operations, improve the scalability and maintenance, reduce the disk IO operations, optimize the resource utilization, compatibility with large scale environment. Overall, enabling the instance file initialization in the SQL Server is a recommended practice for improving the database performance. Scalability and efficiency, it allows SQL Server to allocate and manage disk space more efficiently, resulting in faster file operations, reduce the downtime, and enhance the system responsiveness. For more details, I'm leaving the link here. If you want, you can go through here and uh, we'll let's discuss practically. Let's go to the practical, and I'll show you how it will work. And before going to the practical, and I will show you where we have to enable this one. If we are already enabled, and how to check this one where it is enabled, and those kind of things I will show you. Let's check whether it's enabled or not in the server. Yes, SQL Server account instant file initialization enabled is N means no, it's not enabled. Where we have to enable this one, that I will show you. I'm going to the SQL Server configuration manager, and here I'm taking the server and clicking on the properties, and here advantages, and here is their instance file initialization. Here it is showing no, and I'm giving here yes, and it required to applicable. We need to restart the SQL Server. Yes, okay. Let's restart the SQL Server. Okay. Even though we have given here enable, but it won't reflect. Let's see here it won't reflect. Post restarting it will reflect. Let me restart the server. For the demo purpose, I'm taking the server in down and up. In our environment, we have to take downtime. Post the downtime, we have to implement these things. Yes, now server is up. Let me check whether it is enabled or not. Yes, now it is enabled. Yeah, let me tell you the few examples how to use this, how it will work. Let's assume I'm creating one database name of performance IFC with the data file size is 10 GB and log file size is 5 GB. Let's create this. Before creating this database, I'm disabling this one, and you have to check the how it will work before and after, right? Let's disable this one. Yes, any changes made will be saved. However, they will not take any effect until the server services is stop and restart. Let me restart. Yes, it's restarted. Let me confirm whether it's disabled or not. Yes, it's disabled. Let me create one sample database. Yes, it's already created. Let me drop the database. Let's see how much time it will take to create with the data file and 10 GB and log file is we given 5 GB. Let's see how much time it will take before enabling the Insta file installation. In this feature, data file growth is enabled as of now. Data file growth also it will increase very fastly by using if you enabling this option. And while restoring the any backup and restoring that time also it will improve the performance. And if restarting the server, that in that case also it will improve the performance. Let me decrease the size. It is taking too much time to create one single database. Let me give. Let it create. We'll go with the next step. Let's go with this topic, and after creating the database, then we will discuss it later. Accelerated database recovery ADR. In this feature is introduced in 2019 and later versions that enhance the database performance and availability. Here is the key benefits. Faster recovery significantly reduce the time and required for the database recovery after a crash or restart. Instance rollback allows the quick rollback of long-running transactions, improve the system responsiveness, improved availability, minimize the downtime, ensuring the database are available more consistently, reduce the log space usage, and optimize the log space usage, making database management more effective. Let's see how it will work. Practically, we'll see. Oh, skill 6. Let's stop. Let's take small. And this will help whenever updates and deletes we are it's going bulk batches are going in between. We if application team came and blocking anything, if they confirm to kill, if you kill update and delete comments, it will take it won't come immediately online. So it will went into the rollback state, and rollback it will take huge time. So the rollback time, to overcome this rollback, Microsoft introduced one beautiful feature. This is the ADR. So let's see whether it's enabled or not in this database, and how to enable this, and how it will work, and everything we'll discuss on this. Here it is showing 0 means it is not enabled. Is it escalated database recovery on is 0. It means it's not enabled. Let's use this one, and I'll show you how it will work. Yeah, now database is created. Let's discuss on this one. Later we'll discuss about that. Yeah, these around 29 2 lakhs 90,000 records are affected, and it took around 1 second. Let me give you the statistics also here. Yes, here it took a CPU 625 milliseconds, and elapsed time is 1075 milliseconds before enabling the ADR. The rollback also, it took more than execution time. If you can see here, we haven't enabled the ADR, right? Let's enable this ADR in the database. Even this feature also, we have downtime. It required we need to restart the SQL server after enabling this feature. Let me check whether it is enabled or not. Yes, it's enabled. Let's see how it will work now. I'm executing the same load. Yeah, if you can see here, CPU time is reduced, and the elapsed time also it's reduced, right? This is how it will work. It mainly ADR, it will work when update and delete commands. It will when we kill that sessions, it went to rollback state, right? After that, it will use it will give you the best improvement. And whenever server will sometimes we require to restart the SQL server, right? In that time also, if any transactions is ongoing on, and then that time if you restart the server, database went into in recovery state. That time also it will use, and it will be helpful. Okay, then let's go to this IFC feature, and now database is created. It took around 1 minute 9 seconds before we are enabling this IFC. We haven't enabled, right? Let's enable this, and we'll see how much time it will take. Let me drop this database before enabling this IFC. Yeah, this is currently in use. Let me clear the if any transactions. It took previous enabling, it took around 1.9 seconds, right? Let's see how much time it will take post enabling this. Where SQL Server Configuration Manager, and server, right click on the server, and we will go to the properties, and here advantages, and here we have to choose this and apply. Yes, it will ask restart or stop services. Yes, now I'm restarting the server. Next, two more points is there. Those two more points drastically change the performance. You will see how it will improve the performance. That kind of things I will show you in live. Yes, SQL Server restarted. Let me create the database again with this game. Let me confirm whether this is enabled or not. Yes, it is enabled. Let me create the database again. See how much 2 seconds is took. See how previous it took 1 minute 9 seconds. Now after enabling this IFC, it took only 2 seconds. This is how we will improve the performance. This let's come to the next point, which is very important point. Memory optimized MDB metadata. This uh, memory optimized MDB metadata is in SQL Server 2019 Microsoft introduced. It's improved the performance and the scalability of MDB objects by storing their metadata into the memory optimized tables. This reduced the contention on MDB and enhance the overall performance of SQL Server in the scenarios with high concurrency and frequent frequent creation and dropping of the temporary objects. It enhances the performance of the temporary objects such as temporary tables and table variables by storing their metadata in memory optimized tables rather than traditional disk-based structures. Let's see how it will use and how to enable this one, and we will see in live example. Taking new session, and here we need to generate temporarily we need to generate some workload in the server. Then we will see the uh, time db optimized optimized uh, metadata performance. So let's generate the some terms here. If you can see here, wait type, all wait types are it is showing page latch ex. Very huge number of load came in the 10 TB, and see whether this is enabled or not in the server. Will check. As of now, it is not enabled. You have to check in performance monitor as well. For that, we have to give some metrics here. Let me give, and I will show you how it will improve the performance here. I'm adding the connection reset seconds. SQL statistics, and I'm adding here batch request is, and statistics. Let me take the page file, page latch weights. These are enough. Before enabling, it took here. I have. Let me generate the load again into the 10 dB. The same. Instead of 10 rows, I can fit 150. If you can see, here is the page file. Weight type is increasing, drastically increased. It is eating the memory, and temporary table, it is eating the memory. How we will identify whether this memory is using 10 dB or any other user databases? We need to check in deep dive. Let me tell you in few scenarios. Here is the few key points. Let me execute this. Yeah, here I have generated the load of the temporary table, and if you can see here page latch exe. If you can observe here, weight resources is showing 2 and 1 and 120. 2 indicates the database ID, which means 2 means is temporary data, temp DB, right? One it will indicate the file number of files, it will indicate one file, and 120 it will indicate the page number. And if you observe here, object name, it started sys jobs. It means these are the system generated object names. By using these key points, we can observe these are running on the temporary table. So to overcome this, we have to enable the 10 dB metadata memory optimized. We have to enable this. Let's see here it took, if you see right here how much page latch IO is there in performance monitor. Let's see how it will work after enabling the 10 dB optimized metadata feature. Yes, I have enabled. Let me check whether we have it showing till no, right. We have to restart the server. Server level configuration we are doing, right. It may require server restart. Let me restart the server. See. Just restarted, and let me check whether it's enabled or not. Yes, now it enabled. Let me add the load again, and we'll see the performance, how it will improve, and how we will optimize the performance. Let me generate the load again. Yeah, I started load again. Now you can see page lights wait time. It is nothing is there now. This is how we are improving the performance. Let me check whether wait types are there or not now. Nothing. Now wait types is not there. Still I generated the load and it is not there in. Let me generate again. It's quickly completed. If you can observe here, it took only 35 seconds. Before enabling, it took. Let me check. It took around 1 minute 5 seconds before enabling this feature. After enabling, it took only 35 seconds. Let me generate the load and we'll see. Now I have generated, and if you can see the performance monitor, uh, there is no page latch wait times. I will show you in SMS as well. You can see there is no. This is how we will improve the MDB performance. Memory optimized DB metadata. Okay. Next, go to the next point. Next, column store index. The column store index feature was first introduced in the SQL Server 2012. This version introduced significantly enhanced the feature and the improving the performance and scalability, especially for data warehousing and large scale analysis workload. A column store index SQL Server is a specialized index structure optimized for data warehousing and analytics workload. It stores and it processes the data by column rather than a row, leading to the improved comprehend, compression of faster query performance for large databases and efficient batch processing. Understanding when and how it use the column store indexes can significantly enhance the performance of analytical queries in SQL Server environment. Let's see how it will work practically. Yeah, I'm creating one sample table on this. I'm inserting the data into the table in multiple times. Already enabled. And let me tell you the measure how it will work before enabling the column store index and how it will work after enabling the column store index. Example of column store index is without column store index. We have four columns: column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. And here column 1 and column 2 and column 1 and column 2 stored in one page, and column 2 and column 1 and column 2 here stored in another page, and those are in storing in the disk. If you are enter the query, it will fetch the column 1 data. Unnecessarily, the query will go and scan this entire page and the page 1 and page 2. Why? Because column 1 data is available in page 1 and page 2. These two pages is required to scan to get the data. Uh, this is how it will work without column store index. After creating column store index, let me go to the one more diagram, how it will work, we'll see. Same, we have here four columns, and column 1, it will post creating the column store index, it will store column 1 related data, it will store in one page, and column 2 related data, it will store in another page. It will easy to retrieve the data, right? It will go and scan if they want column one data, it will go and scan the page one only, right? It won't go and scan any other pages. It will come and it will fetch the data and it will give. In this benefits of a column store index is drastically improve your IO performance. Let's see how it will work in practically. I will show you. I'm selecting this query by using statistics IO1. Let's see how much time it will take. I have to change the database name. Let's see the execution plan and everything. Executed. It took around 12 seconds. I haven't enabled the IO. Yes, here if you can see, logical reads is 15,358 and physical reads 0. This is 5 digits number, right? Let's see how it will work to after creating the column store index. This is how we will create the column store index, create non-clustered column store index, and index name and table name and this columns name. And let's create the column store index. Yes, column store index is created. Let me execute this after creating the column store index and fetching the same data. Let's go to the messages and see. See, previously it was 5 digits number. Now it is 0. Logical reads 0 and physical reads 0. This is how column store index it will work. It will be drastical performance. Yeah, that's it. I have covered most of them. Thank you, all of you. My contact details Prasad CH, and if you want, you can give me feedback over the LinkedIn, or if you can directly contact me, or you can drop me email to the prasad@geobits.com. Thank you, team. Thank you. Bye.
Yeah. Thank you, Prasad, for providing a comprehensive overview of mastering SQL performance tuning, turbocharge your database for lightning fast queries. Now we are at the end of the webinar. We'll be having a quick Q&A sessions. If anyone has queries or questions in regards to today's webinar, please feel free to ask. So we'll like to wind up today's session. Thank you everyone for joining. So Prasad, we have a
Yes, Adnan. Adnan, you are in mute.
I'm sorry, it's not a question, it's an appreciation. All right, so we'd like to wind up today's session. Thank you everyone for joining, and always keep a lookout for more upcoming webinars in the future as well. We'll be posting the highlights of today's webinar on our YouTube channel, and also follow us on LinkedIn so you will be updated on new webinars that will be coming up in the future. Thank you everyone and have a great day.